Welcome back to the channel, guys. Kerrod here at Joondalup Resort, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how using a coin in your short game practice can help you improve the quality and consistency of those shots around the green and help you pull off any shot in any situation to a higher level. Let's get into it. Now, one of the massive skills to develop in golf, not only in the short game, but also in the full swing, is what we call first point of contact with the turf, or where your club strikes the ground. And this is a skill that in any situation, regardless of your style, we need to learn how to develop, because at the end of the day, the ball only really cares what the club is doing. So therefore, if we can develop the proficiency of ensuring that we know and we can reliably predict where that club's going to strike the turf, that's going to go a long way in our ability to execute any shot in any situation. So today, I'm going to be once again showing you a drill with a coin, and this is going to make a massive difference to your ability to hit those shots. So what do we do in this situation? Well, let's start off talking about where the errors generally come. Now, just using pitching today as an example, but this certainly echoes through all parts of the game. So starting off here with the ball down on the ground, what we generally see the difference between the recreational golfer and the professional. The recreational golfer would tend to hit sometimes behind, sometimes at, sometimes too far in front, or indeed miss the ground completely. So that's what we call controlling the low point of the golf swing, or the bottom of the arc, and also the height of the golf swing. So the height referring to how deep or how shallow the golf club comes in relative to the ground or the surface that you're trying to strike. So if we're standing next to the golf ball, all things being equal, if I was to make some practice swings next to it, having the ability to get the golf club first brushing just slightly underneath the golf ball with a little shot such as this, well, it's going to go a long way in encouraging that ball to hit the center of the face, pop up, and have some sort of predictable flight and roll out to the shot. So developing that skill is going to make it so much more easy to know what shot to play, when to play it, and how to play it, so you can then give yourself the best opportunity of putting together a score on every hole. So what we're going to do to work on that is we're simply just going to grab a coin and we're going to place it down next to the ball, and we're just going to move it just in line like this. Now, the purpose of this coin is what we're going to do is we're going to work on getting the sole of the golf club, so the bottom of the golf club, hitting the top of the coin. And what we're looking for here is just for the coin to pop up a little bit and certainly not shoot way too far forward or indeed miss the coin at all. So if I set up to this coin, my objective is to get the bottom of the golf club slapping the top of the coin, and as we can see, the coin is simply just popping up in the air if I do this correctly. Now, if you're someone who tends to bottom out too far behind, well, you may indeed strike the ground too far back and behind the coin, or in fact collect the coin flush. It would hit the face and then the coin would shoot off a couple of meters in front. So if you're able to control where this sole hits, hit right on top of the coin and do this effectively, you will notice that the coin itself will simply just pop up a little bit. Now, in practice, what I would recommend doing this is a great way to elevate the quality of your rehearsal swings. Stand, put the club on top of the coin, hit the coin a couple of times, watch it pop up. Once you've got that feeling, then simply step into the golf ball, recreate the same sensation, and you'll notice that the ball will pop up nicely as a result. Just simply recreating exactly that same feeling that you were doing when you were hitting the coin. Now, the great thing about drills and exercises such as this, don't need a fancy setup. You don't need to go down to the golf course at all. You can simply just put the coin on top of the carpet, make little swings. They don't need to be big or aggressive whatsoever. Start with the sole of the golf club on top of the coin and really just work on identifying how that feels and the skill of getting that golf club hitting on top of the coin every time. The more you do it, the better you're going to get. And you'll find if you practice this a couple of times a week, if you then go down to the chipping green or something similar, and even if you don't have the coin when you're practicing, step next to the golf ball and just work on creating a similar feel, really looking at where the club is making first interaction with the turf, right next to the ball, then step into the golf ball, recreate that same feeling, and you'll be pleasantly surprised how well that golf club interacts with the turf. You'll get a nice brushing rather than a digging or missing that ground completely, and then the ball will pop up and react in a much more consistent and repeatable fashion than probably what you were doing before. So identifying that getting the golf club striking the ground in the same spot is a skill that everyone needs to work on, everywhere from the beginner to the professional. And the better you get at this sort of exercise, it's really only going to make every other part of your game far more proficient, and therefore make it much easier to put together a score everywhere from your irons to your wedge shots. If you can get that club striking the ground in the same spot, and then you know where the ball needs to be as a result, well then it's going to make it so much easier to strike that ball more consistently and have some idea of how it's going to come off the club face. So distance control and feel is a product of having a repeatable strike over and over again. So then you pull on those reference experiences. So therefore next time you're in that similar situation, you have an understanding, a concept and a feel of what you've done previously to execute that shot exactly how you want. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe, go down below, click that little bell so you get notified of any upcoming videos. But until next time, I'm Kerrod. Thanks for watching.